She's April.
And she's Molly.
And we are
the Book Besties.
Really? A strip club?
Disrespectfully, fuck you.
Infidelity's not funny.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
I thought it was going to be a boy and a boy.
What would ever make you look at a doorknob and be like, I could fuck that?
It was really long and then really short.
Yeah.
Really long and then really short.
I wasn't feeling it.
That's valid. I mean,
we are still... Yeah, we are still stuck in this fucking ice apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like, we're filming in January for certain reasons, but
that's because I'm having surgery on the 2nd.
I didn't know if you wanted to put that out.
I don't give a shit. Yo, I'm getting my uterus taken out, and I'm really excited about it and nervous at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good call to do that.
Yeah. But no, the snow is fucking everywhere, man.
Yeah, so we have ice here in Virginia. Like, my entire backyard is ice, and two very funny things happened yesterday with the ice. So the first one is, I put Novi outside, our dog, our puppy, put her outside to go potty, and she was standing on the porch on the back deck, and I was like, go to the grass. And she looked at me like, bitch, where the fuck's the grass?
Where's the grass?
And I was like,
I don't see grass, Mutter.
There's no grass. You cannot see it. Today, the ice has melted enough that you can see the grass, but it is still ice. Not frost. It's ice.
Yeah. It's snow with a layer of ice here.
So we don't have snow.
So, like, you can walk on it, but eventually the weight is just going to you down through. And the only person that is having a good time right now in this house isn't a human. It is Cloud.
Of course she is.
The Husky Mix is having her best life.
Yeah, well, the Newfoundland loves the snow, but she's not crazy about the ice on her paws.
Cloud keeps running out, eating, coming back in, going, oh shit, I have to pee, runs back out, comes back in, runs out. She's like, she goes outside to eat the snow. Then she comes back and realizing she has to pee because she ate all the snow. And then it's like this whole like, and we're just like, no. And the big dogs and the older dogs are just done.
I don't blame them for that. So the other funny thing that happened yesterday was I went into the library that I manage. We were closed. We were closed again today. But I went in to check the book drop, make sure that the electricity worked, that we had lights, the internet was working, all that stuff. And I had to chip off at least a full inch of thickness of ice off my windshield. Like, the ice was thicker than my windshield. I think it was probably closer to 1.5 inches. So I was telling Tom about this, and I was like, yeah, it was like this much. This is like 1 inch. And he's like, that's not 1 inch. And I was like, yeah, it is. It's like 1 inch.
Show me 1 inch.
He goes, this is 1 inch. And I was like, baby, I was like, baby, that's so cute. That's boy math. And then a little bit later, he said something about 1 inch. And I was like, I was hoping for more. And he goes, I'll give you all 12. And I was like, oh, that's so cute with the boy math.
I'm in the middle of the night in your dreams.
Listen, no man needs to have a full foot of peen, because where is that going to go?
No, those belong in monster books and Nikki Payne books. That's it.
Yeah.
That they can stay on the page or in the pornos. I have zero desire for any of those things.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't really want to be a popsicle.
If you have a child's arm with an apple at the end, I don't want that.
No, I really don't.
My anaconda don't want none. Period.
You don't have an anaconda.
That's what I'm saying. I do not want an anaconda. No me gusta.
I would have a broken vagina. It would not be good. So this is a weird conversation to start this episode with, because this is actually like a super serious book. What's up?
Hold on. I'm asking this April if we're going to like this book. It said ask again later.
Well, I feel like that's a fair way to rate it. You had to take some time to rate it. I went right for the rating on this one, but you want to
feel some things, it said.
Yeah.
That's my second answer.
I would say that's accurate as well. But before we jump into the book, we are still offering our code Besties10.
Oh, yeah.
On for Carpe Librum. Their website is beawesomereadbooks.com.
Did you see the updates though?
Yeah, they have a storefront now in Louisiana, which is really cool.
And no, these fuckers aren't just opening a storefront. They're out in the world.
I know.
They're out in the world. They are avoiding the hellscape that is this cold that has taken over from the west, like from Texas on. Yeah. And they're out in some fancy world.
Like I can't say that Virginia can never be cold because we fucking have mountains. So yes, it's cold. But where I am in Virginia, it should not be like this. Why is it like this? I left Ohio for a reason. Anyway.
I'm a New Yorker. I get it. But like global warming. Meh. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. That's also valid.
Science. Science. So,
last week's book. That's the theme of last week's book. Science.
What the fuck did we read last week? Oh, atmosphere. Science. Listen, after 10 motherfucking seasons, it is all running together. So anyway, speaking of 10, seriously. Besties 10 is your code. Besties does not need to be capitalized. It's all one word, Besties 10. And you can apply that 10% discount.
Everything that's running.
Yeah. So any sale they're running, the 10% is on top of that. We really like their shirts. They are size inclusive and do not shrink.
They're great freaking.
Yeah. They don't shrink. They don't,
actually they don't misplace my bookmark.
Fade.
But it's still in one piece.
I've got my bookmark
and I've been using it as a fidget.
I have this bookmark. Born to Read, Forced to Socialize, which is so valid. And then I also have this one, Readers Are Cool, with the glasses that sort of look like my glasses. And the tote bags. I highly recommend the tote bags.
Agreed. The tote bags are my best friend. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I really
totes with goats.
Don't be toting goats in your cat tote bag.
I bet it would hold a goat, though.
I probably would. It would hold Novi. I should take a picture and post it on social media of Novi in my cat bag.
Done. Done.
All right, so let's talk about this book that we are talking about this week. The book is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. I'm not sure. It's Backman, and it's Fredrik. But it could be Friedrich. No, it's not CH. So Bach, like that would be CH. But anyway, this is our first time reading him. I saw this book. I'm following this TikToker. I will post her handle below. Her name is Madison, and she is doing this.
It's Madison's fault I read this stupid shit.
Huh?
It's Madison's fault I read this stupid shit.
Let me finish. And how dare you, first of all. Madison is doing a series in which she asks people to recommend books that they hated, like the worst books they ever read. And she is reading them and then deciding if she likes them or not. And this is one that was on the wheel of Another Man's Trash reading challenge. And just her reaction to it, it was like, oh gosh, I need to read this book. He's been on my TBR for a while, but I didn't know where to start. So since I knew that this one was good, I went with this one.
That's the thing. Like, it's not that I hated him. I just hate myself for having to have read this. Because, like, a part of me is broken now.
Well, I feel like that's fair. So how about a synopsis, and then we'll get into the questions.
Okay.
And I will say, if you're new here, we give spoilers. We're
on season 10, y'all.
Right. But thanks for coming in. We might go along with this episode because there's so much to discuss that I have a lot of questions.
She wanted me to cut these questions down for her, and I was like, absolutely not, y'all.
So, and there's also trigger warnings in this episode. After I read the synopsis, I'll give the trigger warnings, and feel free to skip if you need to. All right, so here's the synopsis. In the small forest town called Beartown, hockey is king. The hockey rink is the epicenter for all that is held dear. And this year, the junior boys team has the chance to win the whole league. But in a town driven by one word, win, there are too many ways to lose. Peter, the former Beartown star, is back from his time in the NHL to work as the general manager of the club. He brings with him his wife, Kira, a powerful corporate law lawyer, their daughter, Maya, and their son, Leo, and the painful reminder of their eldest son who died. Anna is Maya's best friend, who has essentially moved into the Andersons' house. David has been coaching the boys of the junior team since they were 7. Taking the win at the championship means that he will finally get the long-coveted job as the A-team coach. Suni, the longtime A-team coach, recruited both Peter and David, which will be his final undoing, as the board would like to push him out to make room for David. Ramona is the longtime owner of a local bar and the longest sponsor of the Beartown Bears. Amat is an immigrant who can skate so fast that it's kind of shocking. Amat's mom, Fatima, is the cleaning lady of the ice rink. Benji is the team's muscle, who will do anything to help keep his best friend Kevin safe in the game. Kevin might be the star of the junior team, maybe even the best that Beartown has ever seen, but his character is brought seriously into question multiple times, particularly after he's accused of raping Maya during a house party. The rape will divide this town where loyalties belong, and loyalty will break everyone. All we know from page 1 is that one of these teens will hold a shotgun to another's head and pull the trigger. Trigger warnings for this episode: rape, violence, bullying, child abuse, body image, and alcohol abuse. So feel free to take care of yourself. And if this episode is going to be too much for you, skip it. We give no judgment on that. We would prefer you protect your mental health.
Absolutely.
All right. So lots of characters in this book. So I tried to give the most important ones credence. And also, I read the physical book. So if I say any of the names wrong, will you help me with that since you did the audiobook?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the first time either of us has read Fredrik Backman. And Beartown is book 1 of a trilogy.
It is.
Will you read him again? Will you finish the series?
I am not reading this man again.
Okay.
And it's not because the writing is bad. It's not because I didn't like this book. I don't like these kinds of books in general.
Yeah.
I avoid a book that's going to give me the big sad.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of big sad. I am a naturally chipper and bright person, and I try to avoid big sads in a lot of ways. And this is real world big sad stuff. And I avoid this shit like the plague when I'm reading. So I will not be finishing this. I will absolutely take like cliff notes from you when you finish, but I am not. No.
Yeah. So this book can be read as a standalone. It's one of the things we talked about because you actually finished a little bit before I did. And I asked you if we got like a clear answer to what happens on the first page, that someone holds a gun to someone else's head. And you're like, yeah, it can be read as a standalone. And it really can. I think the other 2 books are more like a continuation of the Community, but I really, really like his writing. This is the kind of scratch my brain, like highbrow lit that I love. And I don't think that all of our listeners really know that I like that. I think because I just talk so much about reading romance. And romance.
Yeah.
Which romantasy bridges that gap between like the happy romance and the brain scratching lit. But I love it. And I don't get enough of it. I tend to read these books when we're on a break and not when we're in pod, because I know that especially ones that make you cry, are not your favorite. But I really wanted to put this on for our final season, and we decided no vetoes. Yeah, no vetoes in season 10.
Which I took full advantage of that
you did.
for next week.
You did. Yeah.
Heck,
but
so did Tom, but we're going to get to that soon.
It could be worse. Tom could have picked one of his
100%
naughty bunny shifters.
I'm just glad it's a regular bunny book and not a naughty bunny book. You know what I mean, Tom?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You and I are on the same page here.
I don't really know what to say about his bunny books.
You don't have to say anything.
You like what you like. Like, people like Katie likes monster fucking, and we're going to read one of her books.
By the way, she picked that for her fucking book. And since we said no vetoes, here we are. Speaking of one of my other really dear book friends, Valerie, that I met her through All Souls, sent me an AI image the other day, which I will post to the diddly doos for you guys. It is a monster book, but it's a pickle.
Oh yeah.
He's the big dill.
That's actually, so there is I don't know if I've seen the pickle one, although you did send me something, I think. But there is a cucumber and tomatoes, and it's a twist
which
on
is real
Veggie Tales, and that's a real,
yeah. That creeped me out.
It's
who had that time? Who had that kind of time?
I don't know. I have no desire to read it, but I mean,
there's a Veggie Tales and goes, you know what I'm gonna do? Make it erotic.
Somebody who is really trying to remove themselves from the evangelical culture of the 90s that they grew up in. That's who does that.
You know what? It's cute. It's great. It can be better. Make it corny.
I really like the one with the door is the one that I'm like, I don't, what would ever make you look at a doorknob and be like, I could fuck that? I don't, what? No. And then there's the one that's the weird turkey.
What is it? How did you find out when you open the door and the door goes, oh yeah, do that again? Like, what was it? Like,
I'm told that I haven't read it, but I'm told that the audiobook has door sound effects in it, and I'm like, who did that?
No.
Who did this? And then there's the were turkey one where he turns into a man's body, but he still has a turkey head.
No.
What?
No.
What?
No.
Okay. Anyway.
No.
Anyway.
Let's go back to the book
really off course. All right. There are a lot of characters in this book. I tried to touch on the ones that I thought were the most important to the overall plot in the synopsis. But I'm curious, is there a character that you felt most drawn to? Like one that you really enjoyed their story most? Or preferred reading it? Because I don't know that any of this is enjoyable.
I was drawn to Ahmet and his story. I was also drawn to the girls.
Maya and Anna.
I related a lot to Maya being the different one in a town, you know what I mean? But there's something about that. There's a line in this book that's repeated a lot. That's you'll never have friends like you had at 15.
You'll never have friends like you had at 15. Yeah.
And God, is that true?
Yeah.
God, is that true? And I really relate to the Maya Anna story in a lot of ways because of the things me and my high school best friends went through together. So
yeah,
if I have to pick, it's those two stories.
I mean, I still am friends with two people that I met at 15. So, I mean, for me, I've kept them, so I can understand that viewpoint. But I have no desire to be friends with people that I went to high school with, except Dawn and Katie. Like, I don't really care about the rest of them. I
would have annoyed the shit out of you, by the way.
Huh?
Back then, I would have annoyed the shit out of you. You would have.
How is that any different than what you do today?
It's different because we don't have the judgment of teenagers in our brain, other teenagers in our brain, the way we do now.
You and I would have never been friends in high school. You were a cheerleader and I was a band geek.
I was an obnoxious cheerleader that everybody hated. The cheerleaders even hated me.
It would have been enough that you were a cheerleader. I'd have been like, nah, I'm out.
You're like, why is she talking again?
Also, we have the same last name. Our maiden name was the same, so people probably would have thought we were related. And I'd been like,
it would have pissed you off even more.
Do not put me in. Yeah, I mean, I love you now, but I wasn't very likable in high school either. My favorite character was Benji. I really loved his story, but honestly, the story that I felt the most drawn to was Kevin's mom's story.
Yeah,
because as a boy mom, like. We're going to talk more about this later, but as a boy
Kevin's mom's story. Oh my God.
How do you get to that? Yeah. How do you get to that point where you can say, I know my son's guilty? And I mean, she hid things. She knew from the beginning. She knew from the beginning. She found that button and knew.
Intuition, ignoring your mother's intuition in this. Yeah. Both moms do that.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. The moms in this book were really
squared away, aren't they?
Yeah. But Kevin's mom, the scene where she goes and talks to Benji, and that scene absolutely broke me. I had to take a break from the reading because I just broke down.
His best friend is going through the worst thing in his life and he's vanished.
Yeah, but
that speaks fucking volumes.
Yeah, but I love that he was the one that couldn't stand behind him. Like, I know what you did. And Kevin tried to blame him. Kevin was like, you should have been there. Bruh, you should probably not rape people. Like, that doesn't have anything to do with me being there or not.
The fact that he knew he could, he goes, his mom goes, I knew he could never lie to you. He could never lie to you. And it's like, as soon as you knew Benji wasn't supporting him, as soon as you knew your child was lying, our number one job is to love our children. Our second job is to make sure that they're good human beings. If you hide your child from doing this and encourage them and let them go down this path of innocence when you know they're not, you are not letting them be a good human being. You're covering their tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. There's absolutely no way. If my boys did something like this, there's no way I would defend them. No.
I've told the girls 100 times, you murder someone, tell me. I'm going to be mad, but I'm going to help you.
Not me. I will turn you in. Which would probably make Tom say that I'm lawful good. But I'm not. I would be on the side of the rebellion, Thomas. Listen to me.
I'm a chaotic neutral, always have been, always will be.
I think I'm chaotic good. For the most part, want to follow the rules. But I
think you're a lawful neutral, honestly.
I truly believe that I would be on the rebel side. So, anyway. Number 3, next question. My personal feelings about this book is that it can be read like an idyllic utopian society that is similar to The Lottery by Shirley Jackson, which is public domain, so I'm going to link it below. It's a short story. If you haven't read it, it's really good. It is easier to choose the path of least resistance to remain loyal to the foundation of the town. Do you think this similarity was intentional, or have I just read too many dystopian books?
Yes and no. This read to me like any other small town. You know what I mean? I could place this in Ohio. I could place this book in upstate New York. I could place this book in Alaska, Russia. You change the language, the people, the sport. This is a story that could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
And when large group mentality gets together,
herd mentality, 100%.
Yep. You know what I mean? So I think part of it is, you read a lot of dystopian books. But also, if you squint, you're getting the lottery. But I don't think that was his intention. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I feel like you're right. Like, I don't necessarily know that he meant for this to look like a dystopian, a current day dystopian. But the fire hellscape of our world right now, that's basically what we have. But you brought up this could happen in any small town in any sport. So, and you brought up Ohio. So in Youngstown, Ohio, there was a football team that gang raped a woman, or a young woman who was in her teens at a party, who was intoxicated. She was unconscious and they gang raped her. And it was very much like this. Boys will be boys. Like, what did she expect to happen? She went upstairs.
She got drunk. It's her own fault.
She got drunk at a party. What was she wearing? All these things. And the town really wanted to defend their boys because it's the football team. And, boys will be boys. And they can have anybody they want. Why would they rape somebody? It was really the same thing. And this was it made national news. I can link the article below if you're more interested. You can read it. But it made national news.
This kind of shit happens all the time.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It happens in colleges. I recently watched this documentary. I want to say it was on Paramount. But it was several episodes, and it was about sororities and fraternities and the things that happened there. And one of the stories was about, a rape. I think when you put anybody in a group together, you run into the issue of loyalty. You know what? Can I read a quote from the book?
Yeah.
Because this is the one that I feel like is this is the whole point of this book.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
because while you're looking for that,
I found it.
It makes me.
But go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This, you're talking about Ohio and this college. It's
not
the same,
college. It was a high school.
Oh, it was a high school. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in elementary school,
mm-hmm.
Syracuse University basketball was under a lot of heat. I don't know if you remember this. This was the 90s.
I'm not sure I do, but yeah, go ahead.
And an Indigenous woman was found dead on the side of the road. Oh. The last place she was a student of Syracuse University. The last place she was seen was at a fraternity party with a bunch of basketball players. Mm-hmm. She was found raped, beaten, and nearly dead. She ended up dying from her injuries. But the local tribe that was near Syracuse had cut off, because they were so angry, they had cut off part of Route 81 that goes through Syracuse and heads north, where the not foundation, not where the tribe lives. Thank you. Where the reservation was, and were throwing flaming tires onto the road because of their anger, which valid. Valid. You're not acknowledging the fact that this happened, and nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
The basketball players got away with it. The girl died. The tribe didn't get anything out. Like, nothing, nobody got out of that happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So this is the beginning of chapter 45. So we're really deep into this book, but in my opinion, this is like the whole point of this book. There are a few words that are harder to explain than loyalty. It's always regarded as a positive characteristic, because a lot of people would say that many of the best things people do for each other occur precisely because of loyalty. The only problem is that many of the very worst things we do to each other also occur because of the same thing.
Oh my God, that's so
and I
true.
feel like that's like the whole summation of this book. Like, it's the whole point. It's the whole point.
Loyalty can be evil and it can be good.
Yep.
And it's how you wield that power that really alters it. Because, I mean, we really do start where they are loyal to each other. This town, it works together. They're going to come together and save this town.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then this family, fuck this family. They ruined it for all of us.
Yep. And there's a whole discussion at the end of, he could have just waited until the day after. Why did he do it the day of the event? Because
it's the day he found out his kid was raped.
I know. And then Suni's response is, how would you act if it was your daughter? Like, would you feel the same if it was any other kid on the hockey team, or is it just because it was Kevin?
They are lucky that man is a non-violent man and stayed in his vehicle. Because if it was any other hockey player, they would have been out of their vehicle, had that boy by his ears, and probably had beaten him within an inch of his life. Yeah. So him sitting in his car and not touching that boy probably is the best for everyone.
100%. All right. So this book is told in third-person omniscient point of view. There are several occasions where characters are not referred to by their names, but instead by a descriptor. So examples are Kevin's dad, Kevin's mom, the parents, the coach, the girlfriend.
The guy in the leather jacket who picks up the money.
We never even get the name of the bassist. The guy in the black jacket in the car, he's a part of the pack, but we never get his name either. It's just the guy in the black jacket.
The guy in the leather jacket, yeah.
Why do you think Backman made this choice, and how does it compare to Maya being called the young lady or the girl?
It's okay. First and foremost, Backman is using these figures with no names because that's how small towns are. If you can probably think back to like the local like eatery everybody goes to, and there was always that one guy that wore the same plaid shirt, and everybody knew him. Probably couldn't name him though. And I think and like the bassist, we knew he was coming through town. I also think him not having a name is how Benji disassociates from him being gay and not gay, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, that is more of a Benji dealing with Benji issues and less of a narration thing, I think.
Yeah.
But it's different because the verbiage he's using, the narrator is using, is different versus the verbiage the town's using.
Yeah.
When the town speaks about someone in those manners, they are doing it in a negative connotation.
Yeah.
When Neri is shooting, he's just doing it to be like, here's a person. This is what they're wearing.
Well, I think it also
it's a little sneaky, but yeah.
I want to say, like, in particular, the parents, the verbiage of the parents was used for both Kevin's parents and Maya's parents. And there were times that I had to, like, read the paragraph twice to get which parents they were actually talking about, because they were going through the same trauma. I mean, obviously they're on different sides of that trauma.
Sides of it.
Right. But they're both dealing with the same trauma. And Maya, there's a whole thing about how Maya gets mad when she's younger to find out that there are other people named Maya because that's her name. And like, I feel
as a Molly, I understand that quote 100%. I was so mad when there were other girls in my elementary school with my name. Somebody calls my name, I'm the only Molly.
My name is so motherfucking common. I mean,
I didn't know mine was
Johnson anymore, but mine is so common. But Maya not
being prepare, girl.
Maya not being referred to by her name, but Kevin consistently being referred to by his name. It's a choice for sure.
It's a choice by the people of the town.
Yeah. Yeah. The town lives for hockey, so much so that it is easy to forget that players are children. This is the juniors team. So they are 15, 16, 17 years old.
Juniors and sophomores in high school, guys, for those not knowing. I'm raising this age group right now.
Yeah, it was 15 to 17 was the age range. So Amat, Benji, Kevin, Bobo, Light, and Philip are all the stars of the junior team. I'm including Amat here. Sorry, go ahead.
I want to omit my favorite character. Bobo was my favorite character.
Bobo
was my favorite character.
One of my favorite lines of this whole book is, "How do you know if you have a nice dick?" It's just, no, it was, who Bobo is? A nice cock. It was. Okay. Go ahead.
Do you know who? Do you watch Bob's Burgers?
I used to. I don't anymore, but I know.
Come here, Jimmy Jr. I'm gonna give you a hug. That's exactly what I thought of when I heard it. Is the kid that's besties with Jimmy Jr. in Bob's Burgers.
Oh gosh.
I can't unchange it. You know what I'm talking about though?
No, but how do you know if you've got a nice looking cock? That's what Bobo says to his dad. And his dad says,
and his dad's like,
I need whiskey if I'm gonna talk about this. So I'm including Amat in this list of star players, but he doesn't join the team until
Zeke. I picture Zeke from Bob's Burgers as Bobo.
Cool.
It was important for me to finish that loop.
Amat doesn't really join the junior team until like halfway through the book, but I'm still including him as one of the stars.
Yeah.
The expectation
he is a star.
Yeah, but the expectation put on them is greater than those of the A team, which is adults. They're men. Further, their behavior is both adult and immature at the same time because they're teen boys. And all teens who do not have a prefrontal cortex finalized, they all act stupid. What do you think the town's pressure for success does to them? And would it make a difference if these boys were college age versus high school age?
Till 25, the prefrontal cortex is not fully developed.
Yeah.
Let's start there, gang. For science, okay? Science of the fact. First and foremost, I do not think that it would matter if they were high schoolers or college students because their brains aren't fully developed. The pressure they're putting on children when they're supposed to be students, they're supposed to be figuring out who they are. They're supposed to be learning how to create relationships, bond, and become functional human beings. And they're putting not just the pressure of adulthood, but the pressure of the livelihood of their town, right? They are telling these children that if they don't win, the town will die. They're pretty much saying, do this or we're all fucked. Do this and your family's not going to have food tomorrow. So the amount of pressure they are starting this book with, I mean, they're in a powder keg already when we get to this book. So it's just, it was unfair of these parents to do this.
Yeah.
To these children.
Yeah, I don't think I feel like I I feel like I would feel better about the situation, especially like the locker room talk that they have, which we're going to talk about later. I feel like I would feel better about that if they were adults, especially because of the way their coaches talk to them. But yeah, I mean, this kind of pressure in a small town, I mean, we see it in media all the time. I mean, just think of like, what the fuck is that? Friday Night Lights. I mean, that's that whole thing too, right? Yeah.
The movie, James Van Der Beek did an excellent job in that movie, portraying
Not the movie.
He was in Friday Night Lights? Oh, no, he was in Varsity Blues. I was thinking Varsity Blues. Varsity Blues. I am not like you! His Texas accent was so bad in that.
I feel bad if you see him, like, because he has cancer and he looks really bad.
He's so sick.
I know. I really hope he heals.
I'm knocking on all the wood. I really want that man to survive, but his chances are so low. And what's worse is last December, it's such a tirade. I'm sorry. They have been trying to milk every penny out of him before he dies. They had a Dawson's Creek reunion in New York City where they sold limited tickets and the whole cast was there and all this. He was so sick. He couldn't even get on an airplane, even a private jet, to fly to this event. So his wife and his children went and participated in this event so they could make money.
But Lin-Manuel Miranda ended up playing Dawson in that. So, I mean, you got Lin-Manuel. So
but it's not the point.
I know what you're saying. He has really young children.
They're seeing this man die. And instead of dying with dignity, they're like, we need to make sure he reminds everybody who he is.
I'm not sure that that's what was going on. It was an anniversary of Dawson's Creek. I don't know. Let's move on.
It's just my personal opinion.
All right, we are reading this book as Americans, but the story takes place in Sweden. Fredrik Backman is Swedish. This book is actually translated into English, as all of his books
are. Which is very cool. That's my first translated book in a hot minute.
Since Europe tends to be less puritanical when it comes to sex and alcohol, are we reading an extra shock factor as outsiders? Or is this locker room talk of all young men?
The behaviors and the language is inappropriate in 2025, 2020, whatever this book was writing, 2018, whatever. You don't talk about being homosexual to teenage boys as a grown adult. You don't make dick jokes to teenage boys as a grown adult.
Well, I mean, those things weren't even the ones that blew me the most. It was what's the second best thing in the world? Fucking. Well, we're about to do the first, playing hockey. So gross.
So gross. Like, there was a lot of that. A lot of that. And look, drinking ages aside, like them letting teenage boys drink in a bar because they're stars, that 100% is a thing in small towns. Letting them get away with house parties because they're the stars of the town. Totally. But it's the language the adults use to the children.
Yeah. That's what bothered me more than anything.
That's what bugs me.
The language that the adults used with their kids. Like the calling them pussies and you clean these cones up because we saw your vagina the whole practice. Shit like that. It's just so inappropriate. And I'm not going to say that stuff doesn't happen.
But it's because the reason Benji's the way he is.
Yeah, he can't be who he is. I would like to think, because I know I've heard coaches say shit like this. Like, I've heard it.
Same.
Because I was a high school athlete. And, so I heard this. Not the coaches to the girls. Rarely was this something we heard but the softball team traveled on the same bus as the baseball team to save money. So our games were scheduled so we would be able to go together. I heard this shit from coaches. But I'd like to think that it would be better today. Now, is it? I don't know, because I'm not there. But I would like to think it is.
I hate to be the one to tell you it is not. I have heard the way
that doesn't surprise me.
I've heard the way that some adults at our high school speak to some students at our high school when it comes to extracurricular events, and people in this county know me, and listen to this, so I'm not going to be detailed because I'm not getting anybody fired. But what I'm saying is
the 8th grade algebra teacher that I had at the middle school that I went to, the junior high I went to, he frequently had a long-running joke with another teacher that they were having an affair. And all of his students heard about it. It was like a long-running joke that the two of them were having an affair.
That's not funny.
It's really not.
Infidelity is not funny.
But the language that he used, Molly, the things that he talked about, like, that's one of our teachers too. And you are one of our teachers. Like, this is not okay.
I had
the 90s were wild, man.
The 90s were wild. I had an 8th grade history teacher who I had bled through my pants in class, left a spot on the chair. He started screaming at me and called me disgusting. And told me
because you can control it. I can just hold that in.
I can't believe you left my desk like that. Are you a freaking pig, Johnson? Are you a pig?
Gross.
This is also a man I watched. You know, I'm not going to tell that story because my husband would prefer I wouldn't. But
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I will. I can tell you later.
Okay.
April, did you hear?
About what?
Carpy Rebrum, they're having a storefront.
I know. I'm so excited for them. The owners have been in Egypt, which is really fucking cool.
I mean, they're avoiding the snow, so good ups on y'all. But I think they left, you know what they gave us? 10% off for February, y'all.
Yeah.
10% off store-wide.
And it's able to be combined with whatever offers they have going on the website as well. So put the Besties 10 code
That's our code
at checkout. Besties 10.
Yes, Bestie 10. BESTIES10. That's it, guys.
And that will be applied to whatever discounts already are going on. So you get yourself some bookish merch for a discount.
I mean, yeah.
And their shirts are size inclusive. They do not shrink. They don't fade. They're really great quality stuff. We highly recommend it. And I'm still walking around with my tote bag.
Oh my God. Like cats, I got asked about my tote bag the other day.
I did too.
But it was also because I had bloody strawberries in them. But that's besides the point.
I got asked about the Nope, that's not the words. I got asked about the cat bag at the allergist, which is a story for another time. But yeah. So Besties 10.
Besties 10.
I want to talk about 3 very distinct friendships in this book, because I think that they're all sort of mirrors of each other. So the first friendship I want to talk about is Maya and Anna, which you've already alluded to that a bit. Their friendship is, I mean, they've basically moved in with each other. They're sisters.
They're best friends. They're bonded to the hip.
Yeah. And I like that their friendship is so deep that they grieve together over this.
Yes.
They grieve together.
Yes. And when they go through this, they're protecting each other. And it doesn't always look like they're protecting each other. It looks like they're protecting themselves. But when you take a view out and the narrator starts showing us the big picture, you're like, God damn it, you two. Why are you so sweet to each other? You know, like.
Yeah.
Okay, continuing. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's what I want to do. I want us to talk about them before we move on to the next one. So the next one is Amat and Zachariah. So their relationship is kind of founded because they were outcasts. They play hockey together, but Amat is much better than Zach is.
Yeah.
They both come from like the poor part of the community. What do you think about their friendship?
I met Zach, and they had another girl that is in the group.
Another guy.
No, there wasn't a girl in their friend group. There was 3 of them that there was
another guy because he played hockey too, and he quit.
I swear I thought it was a girl in
That's
their
okay.
trio.
Keep going. I'll look. I think it was a boy, but I'm not sure.
I thought it was a girl. Anyways, their little trio was a trio of convenience. They were all outcasts. They weren't seen as good at hockey because of different reasons, right? That because he was a person of color. That kid, Zachary, because he doesn't like hockey, he doesn't want to play hockey, but that's what you do in Beartown. You fucking play hockey. And the other, I really think it's a girl. But in the other, because she's female, right? And different. And that's a realistic trio, but I don't think it's the same as Maya and Anna, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's more of a friendship of convenience, while Maya and Anna are a friendship of love.
Yeah. And when we get the connection, when we first meet the three of them, we learn that they really did become friends because they were the only ones that they were like outsiders.
Leafa. Okay. The way
I just found it, and I'm almost
is Leafa a girl or a boy?
I'm pretty sure it's a guy, but I'm trying to see if I have any descriptors.
The audiobook made it feel. I don't know. I always thought Leafa was a girl. The way the audiobook made it feel, the way the name read, and I just didn't feel
so
masculine.
I don't know. I think it's a guy, but this line here makes me wonder because he kept being told, and he is actually referring to Zachariah. He kept being told he had to be able to handle the banter in the locker room, which turned out to be a very useful argument because when Leafa gave up, everyone could blame that. Oh, maybe that is Leafa. Okay, so I think it is a guy. I don't know. I can see where you would get the... I mean, it doesn't... I don't think that they make it clear.
It is a he. It is a he. Lit chart says it's a he. I Googled it because I don't like my brain.
I'm looking at the paragraphs where we're introduced to Leafa, and I'm not seeing a single pronoun for him. I'm only seeing Leafa.
So like, it's not in my mind, it's not that is more feminine, and it sounded like Leitha. Litha, which sounds like Lisa in my head. So I was like, girl.
Well, I think the reason that I was pretty stuck that it was a boy because Leafa was on the boys' team with them. He quit.
I never processed that for some reason.
It doesn't matter. He's kind of the outsider of Amat and Zachariah. But Zach is really heavily bullied, and so is Leafa, for that matter.
Yeah.
And Amat is until he's one of them. So,
and then when he's one of them, they're like, "Oh, you don't fucking need us anymore."
Yeah.
I just feel like their friendship isn't the same.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. Their friendship is more of convenience. But they end up coming back to the starting line because when the book sort of ends, Amat goes back to Zach's house and they play video games. And then the very, very end, we know that they end up coaching together.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kevin and Benji and the dynamics of their friendship.
Kevin and Benji frustrate me.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, you learned that they are childhood best friends. Okay? They, to the point they spent summers on an island alone away from others, which means Kevin really knows the truth about Benji.
He doesn't.
It's never said. You don't think so?
I do not. I do not think so. I think that Benji is so deeply closeted that he's probably.
I always assumed
talked about. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think they would have given. I think Kevin would have given him a hard time about not sleeping with girls then.
But he did. When he went to leave the party, he was like, "What are you doing? You know, there's a girl here for you." And he's like, "I don't mess with kids. That's a child."
Yeah.
But I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew. And if he did know, he was guessing it, and he used that as a bullying technique to keep him in line, because the way that he talked about gay people.
Nobody respects the queer community in that town at all. For sure.
No. Oh, no.
No. And
sure.
And which is sad because for Kevin, it was a true friendship, right?
Mm.
And for Benji, it was a true-ish friendship.
I feel like the difference is Kevin could never lie to Benji, but I don't think the reverse is true. I feel like Benji was so good at lying to everyone that he could lie
lies
to
to himself. You know
Yeah,
what I
I know.
mean?
I know.
Benji just lies to himself. And
his sisters seem to know, but think that maybe he was bi. And that doesn't seem to be the case either.
I think his siblings know and his mom know, but they just, in a town like Beartown, would you push your kid to out himself? I wouldn't.
No. I would never push anyone to out themselves anyway, but definitely not in a town like this. I don't know if you know this, but recently after the popularity of the HBO
Heated
show
Rivalries,
a NHL player came out as gay recently.
I saw. And let's hope that the NFL and the NBA will come along soon because we know you fuckers are in there because the percentages are out there, guys.
There have been players in both of those sports that you named that have come out as gay. But that was post being retired.
No.
There is a NFL. I could be wrong about this, Molly, but it was just a few years ago. There is an NFL player who is out and still playing. But maybe I'm making that up. Maybe that was from a TV show. I don't know. Let's move on.
I really don't think it is.
One of the things
a single player has come out, but
okay, well, I truly could be wrong about that. I could be remembering like a TV show, but doesn't matter. What I was going to say is what I like about their friendship is how Kevin has always been protected by Benji. He came and slept at Benji's house when his parents were out of town, but they always were told that he was fine by himself and that, you know, his mom knew the truth, but he always pretended like he did fine. Benji takes the blame for things that Kevin did.
He still does. He did for a long time.
He did for a long time. And he's the defender in the book too. I think what it comes down to is there's a lot of social economic divide between the two of them. Benji is clearly much poorer than Kevin is. And that sort of status can taint the behavior.
For sure. And it makes one feel like they owe the other.
Yeah. But I also just think that Benji's loyalty lied with Kevin while Kevin earned it. And when he no longer did, he was like, nope, that's enough of that.
Well, as soon as he saw Kevin's true face, he was like,
he knew.
And as soon as Kevin lied to him, and he knew as soon as Kevin lied to him what was happening.
And to blame him, you should have been there. You should have been there. No.
This is not my fault.
Right.
Period.
Right. It was not my dick that raped her. No, that was not. All right, so let's get into the core conflict of the book. We've been talking about it the whole time, but after the juniors win the semifinals, Kevin hosts a party at his house. He invites Maya and Anna. Lots of drinking takes place. I did not put this in the notes, but Anna does not drink at the party. That's important. No. Anna leaves Maya. She's kind of pissed off by her behavior and also not happy that Benji left because that's the reason that she came to the party. And Maya goes looking for her when she does that, Kevin kind of says, oh, I think she went upstairs. And then she finds herself alone in Kevin's room. Kevin rapes Maya. The rape takes place on the page. You read it. You read the rape.
Yeah.
So we know all the details. Amat walks in and he sees Kevin raping Maya and Maya gets away from Kevin. She waits a full week to report the rape, and by then all the evidence except her bruising has been washed or burned. She literally burned it.
I mean, can you blame the girl?
No. As these stories often go, this becomes a case of he said, she said. How do you think the rape and investigation were handled in this book? Was it realistic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is how these things kind of happen. I've watched this kind of shit happen in my small town. I've watched this kind of shit happen in this small town. I've watched this kind of shit happen in the military. It happens like this a lot. When it is one person's word against another person's word, and that one person has more air quote clout in one way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
they are more believed. Always.
One of my sorority
Always.
sisters was raped in our sorority house. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but the person who raped her was someone who was known and friends with several of us in the sorority as well. Like, he was a friend of mine. She had been drinking. He had also been drinking. They had been flirting with each other on AOL Instant Messenger. She invited him over. All of that is to say that people drew lines of believing her and not believing him. She had a boyfriend and they were very serious. So it felt like, to some people, it felt like she probably just didn't want to. Yeah, she didn't want to have cheated on her boyfriend, whatever. It was a division in the sorority house. She actually was supposed to have her yearly pap smear at the health center the next day, and instead canceled it and took a shower and did all those things you're not supposed to do because she just felt like she couldn't. Yeah. So this is a situation where you're dealing with a herd mentality, right? Mm-hmm. It's a he said, she said. I mean, there are literally messages on AOL between the two of them. So it'd be like a text message chain today of them being flirtatious and of her inviting him over. But the bottom line is, at any point in that, if someone says no, that's it. We're done. You don't keep going.
If someone's unconscious, you stop. If you know they are not cognitively, you stop. I had to participate in a mass in Texas of a he said, she said situation. I'm going to avoid names because we have a lot of,
fair.
She was lying. And it ruined his career in ways I can't explain. And even though he had done nothing wrong, they were fucking living together when she filed these charges on base against him. And the way this can, Kevin, everybody keeps screaming in this book, it's ruining the boy's life. It's ruining the boy's life. It can, in fact, ruin a boy's life to be accused of rape. But if you fucking rape someone, your life deserves to be ruined.
What about her life?
Right. And
I'm not saying that, like, I do believe that we should believe women, but I'm not saying that every woman that says she was raped was either.
And as someone that was my job in the military was to be sometimes a frontline reporter. People have come to me and I'm like, all right, well, let's go deal with this now because you put this on my plate as an E4, it's fine.
Yeah.
And but you really don't know. I mean, you really don't know what's going to happen until you're in those situations.
Yeah.
And the small town herd mentality that happens in this book makes it's Frankenstein. Kill the beast.
Yeah.
That's
Beauty and the Beast.
No, but that's also it's the same thing though. It's the same thing.
I know. It's the herd mentality. I mean, it's
grab
very easy. It's very easy to rile people up to a common enemy. And that is the theme of many books that I have read and love. And also a lot of history.
And for some reason, it sounds like the theme of 2026.
I don't know. I was very disappointed.
Kill the beast!
Yeah. I was very disappointed in Amat for a lot of this book because he chose his popularity and his hockey place, or his place on the team, above supporting Maya. But I also feel like, we talked about this last week with Atmosphere, sometimes it's just easier to follow the stream because going against the grain is scary.
The tism in me requires justice all the time.
Yeah.
I want the truth and justice all the time. But someone who has been a 15-year-old child once upon a time and being stuck with grown-up decisions in your lap and grown-up information, like, and his decisions didn't just affect him. It affected him and his mother's immigrant status. It affected their livelihood. It affected everything in his life.
Yeah.
He wasn't just dealing with, should I report on my teammate? Should I tell these people this information, or are they going to do something to my mom?
Yeah.
Right?
And he was being bribed by Kevin's dad, and
he was being put in situations that most of those children weren't. So the fact that he did what he did, do you have I can't remember. Do you have a question about what he does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fact that he does what he does.
I mean, you can go ahead and say it though. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Admit goes, they have this massive meeting, and they are trying to decide what to do with Beartown, because it's their choice is what happens when a boy rapes a girl. And they're all talking about firing the coach because he obviously did this.
Not the coach, the GM.
The GM,
Peter.
Right.
Yeah.
Whose father is the father of the girl who was raped.
Right, which absolutely he should have turned Kevin in the second he found out about it. Doesn't matter that it's the day of the game.
And
That's not how this works.
Ahmet goes with the guys. He puts his coat on and he's pretending to be one of them. And then he walks in, he stands up on a table and gives them a word for word, play by play of everything he saw that night.
Yeah. And his eyes matter because he's a hockey player. That ends up being a thing in there.
And he ruins not just himself, but a lot of people that night by putting this truth out there.
Yeah.
And he gets his ass kicked for it.
Oh, yeah.
Thoroughly.
Yeah.
Later. But I think that boy is my favorite character in this book because he stood on his truth.
Yeah.
Even though he knew what was going to happen, even though he knew something horrific could happen to him and his mother, he knew in his heart of hearts, he could not stand by and let this girl he loves be hurt in this way.
Yeah. Do you want to know what I think is the reason why he had the courage to finally do it? I think it's two things.
His mom.
The first is his mom, in which she said, I don't know what you know, but I don't need anyone to protect my job. I don't need you to do those things for me. I need you to be the good boy I raised.
Her taking that off his plate and going, you are not an adult.
Yeah.
Let me handle these
adult
decisions.
This. Yeah. And on a much smaller scale, I've done that with the boys. Like, we can't afford to do that right now. And then money becomes a talk. And I'm like, that's not your job to worry about money. That's my job. That's my job.
We have this line with the big girls when it comes to that kind of stuff. We give them because they're teenagers now. So we give them a realistic world of the view and make sure that they're aware of those realistic things. But we also remind them that the problems of those things are not theirs to bear right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm telling you, we can't do that right now. That doesn't mean I'm saying no, but it also means you don't need to worry about that. I know our situation. You don't. And she's the only grown up in this town that lets him be a kid. Like everybody else is like handling this as if they're adults.
And she could have gotten a different job in another town. They could have went anywhere and she could have worked in an office. She liked seeing her boy happy. She liked seeing him skate, and him skating makes him happy. So why wouldn't she? Their story is beautiful in this book.
I agree.
It is such a beautiful, lovely story.
The other reason I think he did this was because of his friendship with Bobo.
Oh my God. Bobo makes him strong. Bobo makes him strong.
They end up becoming friends at the same house party where Maya is raped. And
Bobo shows us who he is too.
Yeah. Bobo puts on his hoodie and goes like he's going to help beat up.
I'm going to cry because I love Bobo so much.
Instead, he takes out as many of the mob as
This is why I hate this book.
It's so good. But I think
I'm crying thinking about what happens to Ahmet and Bobo jumping in. Fuck you, April, for this goddamn book. Okay,
my bad. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I think him having Bobo and seeing that there were good people on the team, seeing that he had an ally, even if he was
going to survive this. Mm-hmm. He knew he had Zach. He knew he had that other friend that sounds like Lisa.
Light? No, that's no.
No,
Life.
it doesn't matter. Life
Letha.
isn't right either.
Letha.
Sounds like Lisa. Like I said, Bobo showed him that someone who is strong and powerful and from the popular group cared about him. And he goes, oh, they're not all assholes.
Yeah. I also really, just as a related note, I really love the dynamics of Bobo's family. His dad keeps saying, we can't get involved in this. These are our customers. These are our clients. We can't get involved in this. And his mom's like, I saw Maya's bruises. I know she was raped.
She's like, I swear to God, man, if you do not listen to me, I was the fucking charge nurse. I saw this child's trauma firsthand. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. Fucking listen to me, old man.
But in the end, when Bobo and his dad really have a good conversation, his dad's like, I want to be the man that you are right now. And I think that was beautiful. So I'm just going to skip that question because we answered all of it. I'm just going to go to my next one.
Bobo. Oh,
I know. He ended up being a favorite character of mine for sure. I love that he's portrayed as like just a meathead. And
he is a little bit.
But he reminds me of, did you ever watch the ABC family show Greek?
For a very small window of time, but that was a long time ago.
He's the Beav. He's Beaver. He's the big dumb jock, but he cares so fucking deeply. That's him.
But he has a big ass heart. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to talk about the character I loathe the most in this book. Megan Light.
Oh,
I hated her.
Me.
I mean, of course, I hate Kevin, but of the grown-ups, Kevin! Megan's son is an absolute fucking asshole. He even organizes the assault on a Mott later in the book. What did you think of Megan's as a woman speech? And how do you think you would handle this as a parent? How do you think you would handle the situation?
First and foremost, a woman who has never been in a situation like poor Maya has been in would never give as a woman speech, because the as a woman speech says, it is saying, I hear what you're saying, honey, I just don't believe you. And it's women saying to other women, we don't believe you, we don't trust you. And she's not just saying that to other women, she is saying it to the children in the audience.
She's really spurring on her son and his violence.
Yes. She really is encouraging it. And honestly, she cares more about Beartown and the hockey team and her son's whatever magical future she thinks he's going to have than what is
her son isn't even that good. Like, he's not even that good. He gets pushed back to the third
Kevin
line.
Light. He's Kevin Light.
Literally, because his last name is Light. He gets pushed back to the third line, and she demands that he get an assist for a puck that hit his skate.
And she's pissed that Ahmet got his space, and she would be saying racial slurs if she could.
I'm sure she did. We don't read it, but I'm sure she did.
There is just, we all know women like that.
So here's the thing, because you are raising girls and I'm raising boys. And I think people would expect us to have different views on how you would care for your child if you were dealing with a situation. Yeah. And I don't think we have different views on it at all, because there's no fucking way. If one of my kids' teammates raped somebody, there's no fucking way I would defend it. I don't care that they're the star. I don't care.
No. And you know very well that Aunt Molly would also be giving your boys an earful.
Yeah, but the thing is, also so would Tom. So that's the thing.
It's
we're not going to side with a rapist ever.
No,
it's never going to happen.
No, but also you are starting them with a structure of, it's not just faith, right? It is good morals. It is faith. It is common sense. It is heart. Yeah. And those are things like, I mean, I'm not giving my kids faith. I know that it is different for us, but there is something about raising your children and teaching them to understand and lead with their heart, and to listen to their heart and their minds, and to listen to that little voice in their head that says, this is wrong.
Yeah. We're actually I am working on talking to James about period products, because I feel like that's not a conversation that like a lot of boy moms have. But one of James's,
I don't think so either.
Right. But one of James's best friends is a girl. Like he
Right, and
has this group. There's a group of 4 of them. I know she hasn't started yet because her mom and I are friends, but it's coming. They're in middle school. And
it's got to happen.
And I don't want him to see her have a period accident, or any of his classmates for that matter, and him to be disgusted or see it as unnatural. We cannot keep it in. Okay? When your period starts, your period starts. End of speech. You can't do anything about it. And if it's your first one, you might not even realize.
Liv had a spot this week, and one of the guys from theater came up behind her and goes, "Hey, friend, do you want my coat?" And it was a dude.
Sweet. Yeah.
And it was a dude. And
that's the kind of ally that my boys need to be. They need to be that. And
that's what we're doing as millennials. We're raising different children.
Yeah.
You know? But
well, it's also that go ahead. My son's in Scouts. So he is with girls all the time as well. You know, both my boys are.
Yeah.
I just feel like I am not equipping them for compassion with women if I don't let them understand that what happens to our body, it sucks, but it's natural.
It's like, scary.
It sucks, but it's natural.
But the first time it happens to a girl, she is terrified.
Oh, I was like, I knew what it was, but I was like, oh my gosh, is it actually, like, am I bleeding? I was a late starter too. Like, I didn't get my period till I was almost 15.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, I didn't mean it like,
No, PCOS. I probably should have been diagnosed all the way back then, but
yeah. But you know, we don't talk about those things. Just suck it up. You're a girl. This happens to you.
And I got bullied for it too, because I had PE with, you know, in 8th grade, and all these girls would bust out their tampons, and like it was a thing that I didn't have tampons.
You know, totally off topic. This generation thinks tampons are gross.
I don't like tampons.
They like
I know you're not supposed to feel them. I always feel them. I do. I always feel them. And I don't understand the cup, but if that's what you want to do, fine, but I can't do that. I don't like tampons.
I already struggle with cleanliness already, and the thought of having to take something out, clean it, and put it back in when I already like
And I have a true like phobia of like feeling unclean. Like we've talked about that before. Like I just really am uncomfortable with it. So
I know.
That's why I know I can never be a lesbian or be into women, because I am very uncomfortable with vaginas.
Not funny. I'm sorry. It's just we go on the weirdest conversation.
Who knows where this conversation is going? All right. So I got asked about my Carpe Librum bag when I was at the allergist last week.
I get asked about my bag, but for a different reason.
Why do you get asked about your bag?
It may look like I'm carrying a dead head in it. What the fuck? I had strawberries in it from the farmer's market. The strawberries bled through. I washed said bag, which, by the way, these bags wash really well, guys.
Yeah.
But I did not wash it in a timely manner. So my bag now looks like it may have blood sitting in it. So people are like, hey.
You could just dye it and then it won't.
I was thinking about bleaching it, but I'm worried about the pretty cat on it. Anyways, your cat bag.
So my allergist and I were talking about Novi, my new dog, and how I love dogs, but I don't love cats. And he like goes, but you have a cat on your bag. I was like, that's because everyone assumes if you're bookish that you like cats, but it's not true. I don't like cats. I do wear cardigans though. So as a librarian, I am fulfilling that stereotype. Also, I think cardigan would be an amazing name for a library pet.
You already called dibs on it though. But I'm telling Taylor Swift.
I don't care. That's fine. You're allowed.
Okay.
The only thing that makes me feel that only thing that makes me feel weird about her relationship with Travis Kelce is that I do not picture him as a cat person. He's a dog person.
So. But I'm also going to tell Taylor Swift that we are currently running our new code for Carpe Librum.
Yeah, go get your own tote bag. Besties
for 10% off, guys.
10% off. Besties 10. And it's applicable to whatever sales they have going on. So you can add it on top of those sales, which is really amazing.
So, like, go get your own cat bag. Make people think you have a head in a bag, like I do.
If you're wondering if they're sturdy, yes, because I've been carrying mine back and forth to work for months now. But I want you to compare them in sturdiness to like the Barnes and Noble totes that you get when you're a member. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of sturdy they are.
I've washed that bag several times. It's not dying. The print's still on it. It's great. So go get yourself a cat bag.
Yeah.
Besties
cat
10.
Bag. Besties 10. We're over time, so let me get my last couple of questions here. So there are several sub-stories in this book, but I want to talk about Ramona and the pack. Ramona owns the local bar, which is called Bearskin, which to me sounds like a strip club.
Strip club? I thought it was a strip club.
I did too.
When they first mentioned it, I was like, really?
See, I feel like that's an American thing versus like, anyway. She's pretty much raised the entire town of men. And she's also the longest sponsor of the Beartown hockey team. And her bar is home to the Pack, which is a group of hockey fans that are not really supposed to exist. Their relationship reminded me of fan clubs from other sports that cause violent havoc. And this actually does happen in areas. Ramona and the Pack end up being very important to this book. What do you think of their story?
I thought it reminds me a lot of motorcycle clubs here in the States. Does that make sense?
Sure.
You think they're going to be this evil organization who is out to do what is best for the common good. And then you're like watching. And you're like, oh, the bikers brought home the kid that was missing and beat the shit out of the pedophile. How about that? You know, it's very much, if you pay attention long enough, you'll see the people that care really do care.
So I don't see it like that at all. Have you ever seen the docuseries Welcome to Wrexit about the football club in Wales that Ryan Reynolds owns?
No.
So when I was recovering from surgery, it was one of the things I was watching. So, you know, whatever.
Continuing on. Yeah.
And there is a supporter group that supports the football club, the soccer for us Americans. And
for those on this side of the pond,
they are incredibly violent. And so they've actually been banned from attending any of the games, but they continue to be football supporters and wreak havoc. And they like literally target people who are other fans. But the same can be
Eagles
said.
Fans?
That's what I was going to say. The same can be said here in the States. The Cleveland Browns fans are so intense that they have literally thrown beer bottles. That's why there's no bottles at Cleveland anymore. They used to throw beer bottles on the field and hit refs in the head. Like, not okay.
Destroy the city if they win.
If they win. If they
lose.
It doesn't matter. They're lighting cars on fire.
They're greasing the poles, hoping they won't fucking climb them. Guess what? They fucking know how to climb them anyway.
They do it anyway.
They are going to destroy the city because you know why? Because if you're from Pennsylvania, I tell you what, you're a little bit crazy.
Pennsylvania.
I get to say that I grew up I was literally born in Pennsylvania. So I'm a Pennsylvanian by birth.
So one of the things I really liked about their story was that they take the side of Maya because Ramona raises hell. She says, we're going to believe this girl. And
Ramona looks at Ahmed's face and goes, well, he's not lying. He has no reason to lie.
But I really like the line where the guy from the Pack who we see the whole time, he has the black jacket and the sob and he's the one that picks up the money that Kevin's dad bribes him out with, all that. I like when the narrator tells us he will question why he didn't believe Kevin or Maya, why he had to believe Ramona. Like, he'll question that. Like, why was her word not enough? Why did I have to wait to believe Ramona? But in the end, he does.
Right. I think part of it is Ramona is their true north. Ramona has always been there for them. Ramona was there when their dad died.
She's Mother Clapp.
Yep.
From Betrayal of Thomas True.
Yep. She is always going to be there for you.
Yeah.
Just do as she says.
Yep.
Just do as she says.
Yeah.
And
she's going to take care of you, but you also, she'll bump your heads together if you fuck around.
But also, that's the thing though. She also, like, she's going through it this whole time. That woman is in a pile of grief no one should have to deal with.
Yeah.
And, I like them anyway.
I was a little worried that he was going to sideline and have Ramona have been a rape survivor, and I just didn't want that because
it just would have been
you don't have to be a rape survivor to believe women who are raped. Like, you don't have to.
But unfortunately,
so I was really glad.
Sometimes that's as far as it goes.
Yeah, but I was glad that wasn't the way it went. All right, so last question. I want to talk about the end of the book. So the police dropped the charges against Kevin because there's insufficient evidence. The majority of the team actually leave Beartown hockey for the rival head hockey when David is offered the head coaching job there. Maya tells her parents she wants to remain in Beartown because it is her, quote, fucking town too. Good girl. And Benji officially ends his friendship with Kevin. But before any of that happens, Maya takes a shotgun from Anna's house and holds it to Kevin's head and fires. So here are my questions. Were you surprised that these were the two characters that ended up with the shotgun that we get from the first page?
Yes. Me too. I thought it was going to be a boy and a boy. Like, I thought it was somebody that was going to hurt on that.
I thought so too. The way that Light escalates in violence, I really thought he was going to do it.
But as soon as that first time she said, because she says it several times in this book, one of us is going to live in Beartown, and one of us isn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, oh my God, she's going to kill him. And as she's taking us through this process, as we're watching what Maya does, as she stalks the boy, as she plans to steal the shotgun, the whole thing, I'm horrified. But I'm also like, good for you, girl.
I still kind of thought, even though Maya was doing all that, I still kind of thought Anna would be the one to do it.
Kill him?
Yeah. But speaking of killing him, how do you feel about the fact that Maya shoots the gun dry to scare Kevin, but she doesn't kill him? She has no casing. She has no bullet. Shotgun casing in the gun. She dry shoots it.
Her last line to him is all the reasoning I need. There. Now we're both scared of the dark. That's all she needed.
Yep. She humiliated him. He peed his pants. He felt true terror. And that is what he needed and what she needed to move on.
What he deserved. Yeah. He should never have, like, in the end, we see the future, right? He has a family. She's a superstar. Whatever. He doesn't deserve that family.
And she plays the guitar that Amat buys her with the money from Kevin's dad. I love that. Here's the thing. This is the point at which I also really do not, like, I'm mad at Kevin's mom because she still moves on and like, oh, I'm just going to let it go. It's fine. I don't know how, as a mother, you live with yourself, knowing that your son raped someone in your home. And I don't know how you live with yourself.
I would want to say that I would force him into therapy. I would force him to tell the truth to a therapist. I would force him to face these things that he has done. I would take away hockey. I would take away things from him. But I don't know. I'm not in that woman's shoes. And I don't know what I would do.
And I also feel like there was some DV situation between her and her husband.
They had let Kevin, be a house cat for so long that honestly, it's her own fault.
How do you not come to your kid's game? Like, how do you not, like, I don't get that.
What pisses me off the most is Dad wanted the stats on the table the next day. He wanted a fucking book report.
That's what I'm talking about. I feel like there was some DV going on in that house in general. Like, it doesn't have to be physical violence to be domestic violence. It doesn't.
This is just, it can be
so mental. Totally.
It was so gross.
All right. So that's a lot of questions. Did I miss anything? What was your official rating?
My final rating was a 4.25 or 3.25. I don't
You told
remember.
me 4.25. That's what you told me.
Unless
you changed it, which could
no, 4 sounds right. A 4.25. It's more of a 4 for me than anything else. I don't like having big feelings. I don't like the world makes me have big feelings. Fuck you for making me have big feelings.
I knew
Fuck
that
you
it
for
was
making
gonna
me cry on this episode. Like
I knew that the book was going to make us cry. I did not know it was about rape. It doesn't say that anywhere on the back cover.
And that's the thing. I mean, unfortunately, in the world I've been in the times of the life I've lived, I've dealt with that word a lot more than I have anything else. Mm-hmm. So it was what the children had to deal with in this book that broke me more.
Yeah.
The kids dealing with adult like Ahmet's struggle. Ooh, that's what broke me in this book. Maya and Anna broke me in this book. That's the things that hurt me in this novel more than anything else.
I skipped a whole question here. I don't know why I did it, but real quick, do you feel like Benji was more sympathetic because he was raised by women? Or do you think that what do you think about that?
I think Benji's just Benji. Mm-hmm. I think Benji's just trying to survive in Beartown. Truly.
Yeah.
I think that's all he's ever done is just try to survive Beartown.
I think that Kevin's mom, she really much alludes to the fact that you were raised by women and that's why you're a better person than Kevin is.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that that's true. Anyway, I gave this 5 stars. I will 100% be reading him again. I've added his whole back catalog to my TBR, and I have a portion of my reading journal where I can add author back catalogs. Nice. And I put on all of his books, and I plan to read them. Will I read them all this year? Probably not, because, that's a lot of hurt.
I don't know. But I have a lot of writing to do this year.
Yeah, I've seen the movie adaptation with Tom Hanks for A Man Called Ov.
Called Otto.
Yeah, Otto is the American movie. So I know what that one's about, and I am fully prepared for that to destroy me because I don't watch
Tom Hanks movies. I have beef with him.
I know you do, and I don't get it. I love Tom Hanks.
My intuition tells me he is a bad guy.
He's not, though. He keeps his Oscars on the same trophy case as his fucking kids' soccer trophies. Participation awards.
He's also was friends with Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein.
No, he was not. There's no evidence that he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know if he was friends with Harvey Weinstein.
He was.
He did a lot of his movies, but so did
he's godchildren to one of Harvey Weinstein's kids.
Okay, but so is Marilyn. So are we going to hate her too?
Marilyn.
Is that her name? She's the Oscar darling, and now I forget her name.
Meryl Streep, you mean?
Meryl Streep. Thank you.
I've always been on the fence about her. I don't think she's as good as everybody says she is.
Well, she's was
just a woman
very close to Harvey Weinstein. Actually defended him a couple of times until she stopped. But
I don't idolize celebrities like that. You know what I
don't
mean?
idolize celebrities either, but I really
as I sit here and wear a Taylor Swift cardigan.
I know, right? So fuck you for that. All right, that's it. Next week. Next week, we have Francesca Zappia, our very good friend, back to talk about this book.
One last time.
Yeah, for the final time. And we're going to talk about Slewfoot. And I'm almost finished with it. And fuck you very much.
You're welcome. And if you...
Disrespectfully, fuck you.
And if that wasn't a library copy, I would tell you to have a ritual and burn it so you felt safe.
I don't believe in book burning. But Nazis burn books.
But fire is also cleansing in my realm.
Okay. It's not in mine. That's where you go when you're bad.
That's why we burned the book! Are you putting the book in the freezer, are you?
No, but I definitely felt like putting Beartown in the freezer. It was...
I got that reference, by the way. I felt so proud to be able to use that meme.
I know. I was like, that's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right.
We'll see you later.
That's it. Use Besties 10. Get yourself some Carpe Libra merch. Be awesome.
The bags are amazing.
Rebooks.com.
I love them.
And that's it. We'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you for joining us on Book Besties. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The views discussed here are those of April and Molly, not those of anyone else. Today's book was Beartown by Fredrik Backman. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Carpe Librum, the shop that has bookish things for bookish people. And right now, you can save 10% off your total order by using our code BESTIES10 through the end of February. Your book besties are Molly Biggs and April Watkins, editing by Thomas Watkins, and music is Sleep Sweetly by Prigida. Don't forget to follow the Book Besties on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you'd like to contact the Book Besties, please email us at bookbestiespod@gmail.com or visit our website, bookbestiespodcast.com. Until next time, besties, get lost in your favorite book.